Hello, my beautiful carnivore tribe. Last week I shared one of my favorite go to snacks, but this week I was making lunch and I had a moment. I realized that I needed to share something even deeper with you. What finally shifted in my healing journey and helped me release weight after years of holding on. You see, for the past 13 years, I've been mostly bedridden. Yep, barely functioning and hiding it pretty well. I guess acting was my true calling. Just kidding. Not. But seriously, my body has been through the ringer. With adrenal insufficiency, weight loss has been nearly impossible. And I started the carnivore diet, and I did lose some inflammation and water weight early on. That was about 2 years ago. And then came some fat loss. But then nothing. I stalled. And in fact, I started to slowly gain the weight back, which, as you can imagine, is pretty concerning. I literally tried everything. I went to 2 meals a day, did intermittent fasting every day, and nothing would budge the scale. And then something clicked. Or should I say, I had a meeting with Raymond from the Steak and Butter Gang. And he made me realize that I was drastically under eating. I wasn't eating enough, not nearly enough. So I stopped tracking. I stopped obsessing. Finally got permission from someone to not exercise. I finally got permission from someone to, if you're tired, go have an afternoon nap. Don't feel bad about it. And I started nourishing, like literally fueling my body as if I was my ancestor sitting in the jungle and having its first kill and needing to fuel my body with all that meat. And I mean really nourishing. And that goes for fat as well, like especially with fat. I focused more on carnivore friendly foods. I upped my fat big time. And I'm talking like crazy levels, way beyond what I ever used to have. And that's when things started to shift. Even when the scale didn't move, I could tell my body was changing. I've been losing, and thank goodness I've been tracking, but I've been losing inches every single month. And my clothes, they definitely fit differently. I'm already down to my third dress size from where I started. And I started in October of 2024 again on carnivore, giving it another shot. So it feels great that my clothes are fitting differently. I have to say, I feel calmer, and they do talk about this that there's the carnivore calm. I feel stronger. I feel more awake. I have so much more energy. I feel safer in my body. But the bonus of it all is I'm up out of bed. I haven't had an afternoon nap for I think at least 2 or 3 months. So I had this epiphany today while I was here cooking the bacon. And I do this every couple of days because I literally eat lots of it. I'm definitely working on trying to find cleaner options here in Mexico, but this is what I've got for right now, and it's working. So, as you can imagine from my comments, bacon has become a staple. And yesterday, I almost ate a full pound of bacon. And honestly, it was easy. I had a few pieces with my breakfast, with my eggs. I chopped some of it up into my burger for lunch. And I had a bacon and cheese snack. I think it was one or two of them yesterday between my meals. And of course, little pieces throughout the day when I just feel like I'm getting hungry. I'm trying to not go to the stringent or regulated or you should have 3 meals a day. I'm trying right now because of my adrenal insufficiency to fuel my body gently. So that means I have typically about 5, 6 meals a day, but they tend to be smaller meals than one would typically have on the carnivore diet in a situation that you didn't have an autoimmune disease, or your metabolism hasn't tanked, or you were chronically under eating for so many years, because all of that has contributed to my body going into fright or flight if I eat too much, because it's taking too much energy to digest. So in order to calm my adrenals down, instead of having the 2 or 3 meals a day, now I have 5 or 6 meals a day. And bacon has become one of the staples in my diet throughout the day, before bedtime as a bacon snack. And then I also have my butter bites that I have right before bed. And I never skip that butter before bed, because that is another key ingredient to why my body is feeling safe enough, I'll put it, to release the weight. And if you missed my video, it was a couple weeks ago, on why butter helps us sleep better. I'll pin it up here for you. There's science behind it, and our bodies thrive with these nourishing fats. It's hard to believe that, we've been basically programmed to believe that, not too much butter, not too much fat, not too much eggs. Like, all the things that I'm eating right now are all of the programming in my younger years that we were basically cautioned to stay away from or not overindulge in. And I feel like I'm overindulging right now, and I feel like my body's loving it. And I can't even have a guess behind that. I'm confident. After being in bed for 13 years with a chronic illness, you learn quickly to listen to your body, because if I had gotten up too quickly from bed, I would be sick to my stomach and couldn't even have a shower. So I learned to listen to the cues and move my body strategically so that I could have hopefully a daily shower. So I'm pretty confident that this way of eating, this lifestyle, has really started to not only calm my adrenals down, but also my diverticulitis. I had attacks on a monthly basis, and now I haven't had one and that's been since I started carnivore. I'll say it's almost 3 years ago now. I think it was June of 2023. Was it June 2023 or 2022? I'll have to think on that, but it's been a good minute for sure. So what I'm having today for lunch might not seem like it's a perfect carnivore diet, and it's not. Like, definitely my usual go-to is more steak, and like a fatty steak and a good fatty hamburger, with eggs, with lots of butter, with, good fats. But today I decided to cook up this boneless, skinless chicken breast, which is completely lean. And you think to yourself, oh, that's not going to do it, Brenda. And I know, but every now and then I like to switch things up just a little bit. And I always make sure it's swimming in a lot of fat, though. So I decided that I would cook the chicken after I cooked up the bacon, because I got lots of great bacon fat here that I can fry up the chicken in, and hopefully it soaks up all that golden goodness. So sometimes I turn this combination of chicken and bacon into like a little casserole bowl, and I'll throw some sour cream on top and some shredded cheese. But today I'm just keeping it simple. Later, I'll finally shred the leftover chicken that I fried up at lunch, and I'll use it to make the carnivore chicken pizza crust, which is super easy and super delicious. And I actually make some up ahead of time when I do cook chicken, and I'll just make the crust and then I'll put it in the freezer, so whenever I'm craving pizza, I can just pull one of those out of the freezer and top it with whatever is carnivore friendly in the fridge that day. And it seems to be working out really good. So I'll definitely take some time to record that and hopefully have a video up for you on that for next week. So my final words to you are, if you're struggling, remember this. Don't fear fat. Don't shrink your portions just to make the scale happy. It's not going to work. Your healing matters more. The body is so wise, so wise, so wise, so wise. And each meal is a message of love to yourself. So load up your plates with good fats, good amount of protein. With my adrenal insufficiency, I'm doing as much, and of course I don't measure it now, but when I started, I can eyeball it kind of now, and I listen to my hunger cues. That's the biggest lesson through all of this, is if you don't have hunger, that's the first red flag. I had no hunger. I was eating a 5-ounce piece of Costco steak ribeye, good fats, with maybe four shrimp for dinner. So for lunch, I'd have the steak, and for dinner, I'd have the shrimp. And in the morning, I'd have a bulletproof coffee that would hold me up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon for my lunch. That was not the way to fuel my body. In fact, I was starving it. And now I'm fueling it. And the fueling is allowing not only my body to release weight, but now, ironically, I'm at another stall, but my body's still losing inches. It's just, it blows my mind. So have some hope. Have some hope that your body's doing what it needs to do. Your only job is to fuel it with what it can heal from. Fuel it with what it can heal with, if that makes sense. So thanks for cooking with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm to find this new girl on YouTube, and I would really appreciate it. Sending you warm, bacon-scented blessings, and trust in your journey. I'll see you next week. Take care. Love you.
On my plate, it's a dream come true, but a melting down